In front of the palace, an old woman plucked a rose. Then, taking that flower, she went inside the palace. At that time, the prince was engrossed in a lively dance party. The old woman thought, why not give this flower to this rich king? As soon as the prince saw her, he started laughing. There was never a shortage of beautiful girls in his life. He himself would shine his face daily with expensive makeup like women. Every day his grand parties would take place where he would invite beautiful girls to sing and dance for him. But that day, the ugly-looking old woman came to the palace just to seek shelter and offered her rose to the prince to thank him. The prince took the rose and immediately threw it on the ground. Then he started to drive the old woman away. The old woman warned him not to judge someone by their appearance. But the prince did not listen to her and kept driving her away. The old woman picked up the rose. A bright light began to emanate from her body, and she suddenly transformed into a very beautiful fairy. The prince realized that he was in trouble. He immediately fell to his knees and began to apologize, but the fairy did not listen to him at all. Seeing that the prince had no compassion to punish him, the fairy directly turned him into a very ugly and large beast. The poor servants of the palace also turned into various objects. The fairy also left the rose flower there and warned that if the prince did not find his true love before the last petal of the rose fell, he would never be able to become human again. The fairy erased everyone's memories of the palace and hid the palace in the middle of a large forest. A few years passed like this. All hopes of the prince, who had become a beast, were shattered. I mean, who would love a terrifying beast? But just when he had completely given up, a ray of hope appeared. An old man was coming that way. The night sky was completely clear when suddenly a lightning struck and brought down an old tree. The path ahead was completely blocked, so the old man had to change his route. But as this new path progressed, it became even more frightening. Imagine, it was the month of June, yet snow started appearing on the ground, and then suddenly heavy snowfall began everywhere. A fierce and large wolf saw the old man and howled loudly. In an instant, a whole pack of wolves gathered there. The old man started running in fear, and his horse also became uncontrollable. The old man fell down with a jolt. He climbed up with great difficulty, but there, a hungry wolf was already waiting for him. When the old man looked back, 3 more hungry wolves were staring at him from below. He was slipping down and couldn't stop himself. At just the right time, the horse returned and saved the old man, then quickly started running away from there. The pack of wolves was running after them, but after chasing to a certain point, the wolves suddenly stopped. Actually, that place was banned for them. They couldn't go there. Escaping from there, the old man went straight into this palace and loudly said hello to everyone.
Is anyone there?
But even though the lights were fully on in the palace, no one responded to him. The old man quickly warmed himself by the fire and then went straight to the dining room. There was a lot of tasty food on the table. The old man was completely distressed from hunger and cold, so he didn't think much and was just about to start eating when suddenly a cup slid towards him on the dining table and started speaking.
Mom had forbidden moving.
The old man tried to appear normal and said,
I am not scared.
And then he ran away from there at bullet speed. Then, as he was leaving the palace, he saw white roses blooming among the snow, so he picked a rose while walking. Brother, this mistake cost him dearly. He fell to the ground in fear, and the white horse also ran away in fright. In the end, a large shadow surrounded the old man, and the horse ran out of that snowy place back to the area with June weather. The old man's daughter, Belle, saw that the white horse returned alone, and she immediately understood that something bad must have happened to her father. She quickly told the horse to take her to her father. The white horse once again stepped onto that icy ground and reached the mysterious palace. This girl took a long stick in her hand and very carefully went inside the palace. At the very top of the palace, she saw that her father was imprisoned. Just then, the voice of the creature came saying that the old man had stolen its rose and now he must be punished.
He stole a
Belle
rose.
quickly said upon hearing this that she was the one who wanted the rose.
I asked for the rose from them.
And she is ready to take the punishment in place of her father. Seeing the beast's fierce form, Belle was terribly frightened, yet she gathered courage and said she was ready to stay in jail in her father's place. Her father was pleading there for Belle to run away quickly. Belle pretended to agree with him and asked the beast to open the jail door. The animal warned that if the door closed again, you would have to remain imprisoned here for life. After meeting in the jail, Belle cleverly pushing her father out, she locked the door from the roof. The animal said that she was really very foolish, and saying this, it dragged the old man away. The next day, the jail door suddenly opened. Belle was completely surprised. Then she heard someone speaking, saying that he would take her to her room.
Come with us and please proceed to your room.
Belle couldn't believe it. She picked up a stool and got ready to fight. Then she saw that it was a candle stand that was speaking. Although she was scared, she still knocked that candle stand down with a thud. At the same time, another voice came.
As the head of the servants, I order you to lock her back in jail.
This was an alarm clock that was running and ordering the candle stand to lock Belle back inside, but the candle stand did not listen to it at all.
But we are at your service. Consider this your own palace.
And took Belle to a very magnificent large room. Just then, a peacock flew in and started sweetly talking to the candle stand. Belle smiled seeing all this. The door of the cupboard behind her suddenly clicked open. He was completely ready to decorate and groom the Belle. After a lot of effort from the wardrobe, the Belle was prepared in a very amazing and fashionable way. The animal knew nothing about this. He was just getting ready to eat. Then he saw that the servants had prepared an extra dinner. He immediately called the alarm clock and candle stand. You even gave her a room.
No, I didn't.
It was found out that not only did they release Belle from jail, but they also accommodated her in a VIP room. Because now, only a few petals of the rose were left, and the palace was becoming more and more desolate day by day. Belle's arrival was like a ray of hope for them. The servants hoped that someone would love this beast so that the spell could be broken quickly. Although the beast knew his problem, he had no idea how ugly he looked and considered the daughter of a thief beneath him. Then the teapot explained to him that you cannot judge a person because of their father's nature.
It's not necessary that a father's flaws are also in the children.
He also told the beast to invite Belle to dinner. When Belle heard that the beast wanted to invite her to dinner, she was preparing to run away from there. Suddenly, she was filled with a lot of anger. She said, "You have kept me imprisoned here, and now you want me to sit and eat with you. Are you out of your mind?"
I said you will eat with me!
I will not eat with you!
The beast couldn't control his intense anger and shouted, "If you don't want to eat, then don't eat anything. Just starve
Then let
here."
it starve.
Saying this, he left in full anger. Returning to his room, the beast looked at the rose, whose petals were almost falling, and he became very troubled inside. He immediately took out his magical mirror and said, "I want to see that girl." The magical mirror was truly amazing. It immediately showed Belle in the mirror. Just then, another petal of the rose fell, which directly meant that the beast didn't have much time left. The hands and feet of the servants who had turned into objects were also starting to stiffen. They knew very well that Belle was their last hope. But Belle, she was only trying to escape from the palace. Taking advantage of the darkness of the night, she sat on the white horse and ran outside. In the forest, she again encountered the same wolf that had howled looking up at the sky. Then the entire pack of wolves immediately started chasing after him. The white horse was surrounded by wolves from all sides. Belle got off the horse and picked up a wooden stick, ready to fight the wolves alone. A wolf advanced, and Belle struck it hard with the stick. She wanted to hit more, but the wolf caught the stick in its mouth. Now, having lost her weapon, Belle looked around. The hungry wolves were ready to attack her. As soon as a hungry wolf lunged at her, she swiftly moved aside and struck a strong blow to the wolf's belly. The hungry wolf fell to the ground with a thud and couldn't get its prey. In the meantime, our animal also arrived there. It turned around, picked up a wolf, and threw it, quickly dodging. Two wolves had just fallen when another wolf came from behind and started biting the animal directly. The animal once again used all its strength and threw it away, finally scaring off the pack of wolves. But it too fell badly injured onto the snow. Seeing that the animal was injured while trying to save her, Belle's humanity couldn't let it die like that. So, she brought the animal back to the palace. This injured animal was still very angry. No one could even approach it. Belle couldn't understand why the servants didn't leave such a grumpy person. Then the teapot revealed the truth that actually the prince's mother had passed away in his childhood, and he was raised by his strict and ruthless father. Since childhood, due to his father's influence, his nature became so stern. Hearing the animal's story, Belle began to feel a bit of sympathy for him. After all, the animal was so injured because of her. Belle had no other option, so she took on the responsibility responsibility of caring for this patient. One day, Belle was sitting next to the beast and was happily reading Romeo and Juliet.
My world will perish searching for you.
Then, surprisingly, the beast completed the next line himself. Although he never received parental love since childhood, he had an amazing hobby of reading books. This shared interest increased Belle's interest even more. When the beast fully recovered, he took Belle to his personal library. As soon as Belle stepped inside, her eyes widened in amazement. What she loved most in her life was reading books. Hearing that she could read any book here, she went crazy with joy. Now, the beast seemed much better in her eyes than before. They started spending time there. Belle would keep reading books and the beast would keep gazing at her. As the days passed, Belle felt that the beast had a sweet side too. Because of their shared love for reading books, they grew even closer to each other. But it seemed like there was a lack of a life and death drama to reach true love. Days went by and the beast didn't even realize when he fell in love with this beautiful, strong and brave girl. One day the beast gathered courage and finally asked Belle, "Would you like to stay here and happily spend your life with me?" When Belle heard this, she asked back, "How can someone who doesn't have freedom be happy? I really want to meet my father right now." Hearing this, the beast immediately took out his magical mirror, which showed that the villagers were troubling Belle's father a lot. Seeing Belle so distressed, the beast immediately understood that true love is in setting someone free. Knowing that Belle might never return and that his time was very limited, the beast decided it was right to give Belle her freedom and also gifted her the magical mirror. Then, the beast climbed to the very top of the tower and watched Belle leave with a sad gaze. Meanwhile, the villagers had forcibly pushed Belle's father into a car and were preparing to send him to an asylum. At the same time, Belle arrived there on horseback. The villagers said, "Your father has gone mad. He keeps babbling that there is a beast in the castle." Belle took out her magic mirror and proved to everyone that the castle and the beast are real. When the villagers saw the beast in the mirror, they were as scared as if they had seen a ghost. That selfish man who wanted Belle like crazy, but Belle always rejected him. When he heard that Belle was saving the beast, his love turned directly into hatred. He started spreading rumors everywhere that the beast had cast a dark spell on Belle and incited everyone to kill the beast. To prevent Belle from giving the news, he had her imprisoned there. Incited by that man, all the villagers took up arms and set out towards the castle to kill the beast. Belle was very worried about the beast. With her father's help, she somehow managed to escape by car and quickly rode towards the castle on a white horse. Meanwhile, the villagers had attacked the castle. The servants who had turned into objects were not ones to back down. They directly confronted the villagers. Brother, this was a sight being seen for the first time. Thankfully, all the servants worked together and they won. All the villagers, out of fear, fled the palace one by one. Meanwhile, Belle also arrived there while that selfish man had entered the palace. He had found his animal. He shot the animal with a gun and dropped it from the tower. Seeing that the animal was not dead, the man ran down, and when the animal was distracted, he moved forward to try to kill it. It was clear that he wanted to take the animal's life. After regaining consciousness, the animal turned and swiftly snatched the man's weapon. Then it stood up and a fierce fight began between the two.
I will do whatever you say. Just spare my life.
The man, terrified, began to desperately beg for his life. The creature looked at him and said, "I am not an animal," and in the end, spared his life. The entire drama was being watched by Belle, and now she understood her feelings well. When the creature reached Belle, suddenly there was the sound of a gun again. That man had picked up the gun and deceitfully attacked him from behind. When it seemed that the animal could do nothing more, the men fired again. The animal was almost about to die, but luck was on its side as the platform the man was standing on broke, and he fell into a deep chasm, screaming, and died. Belle hugged the dying animal and began to cry bitterly, pleading with it not to die. At that exact time, the last petal of the rose also fell down. After a small farewell, all the servants turned into real items forever. Belle, crying, said to the beast, "Please don't leave me. I love you very much." And then she kissed the beast. The fairy had also arrived there. Seeing the whole scene, she waved her hands and tossed the petals into the air. With a sound, the petals broke and flew with a magical force directly onto the beast's body. Because true love was found, the prince's curse began to end, and the beast truly turned back into a human, that is, kissed the prince, sunlight returned to the palace. All the items also returned to their original human forms, and the palace became exactly as it used to be. And then Belle and the prince happily lived together. The story of the film Beauty and the Beast ends here. Guys, making videos takes a lot of effort, so please like and don't forget to subscribe.